Hi, my lovely little lollipop. So anyway, today is Monday, which makes me 35 weeks and 5 days. I don't know. So yeah, so it makes me 35 weeks and 5 days. I was meant to make this video over the weekend, but I've been really busy, so I haven't had a chance to make this video. So I said to you that after my midwife appointment, my 35-week video, if anything was going to go on, she said anything, then I'd let you know. So nothing happened in that appointment. I obviously said that I was having the pains and I've not felt the baby move. I got told off because I didn't feel the baby move, and apparently you don't do kick counts anymore. You have got, she gave me a leaflet, I've not really read it, but basically if I don't feel baby move within a certain amount of time, I've got to like ring up the hospital and go to the hospital. I didn't know that, because they'd rather check the baby than not. Back when I had Edward, you did kick counts. You lay on your side, or you counted how many kicks it did in, say, 3 hours. So, yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't know you're not meant to do that anymore. And I told her about the pain, and she said that I was having, and she did say, you know, if the contractions come between 5 minutes apart, yeah. If they were between 5 minutes apart and lasting 1 minute long, then obviously I've got to go into the hospital. And if my waters break, I've got to go into the hospital. So I was like, okay, right, I can do that. So that night I decided I was going to pack my hospital bag just in case, because I was just still having some of the stomach pains. So I packed a load of my hospital bag and then realised I actually haven't got half the stuff I needed. So on the next day I decided I was going to go and buy some of that stuff. So I'd packed, I think I've got a cold coming, so I've packed most of my stuff anyway, so that was always good. And then obviously she said that if baby decides to come at 35 weeks, it's not too bad, because it's only technically 2 weeks out of the full term range, which also isn't too bad, but literally baby is fully developed at that point. The only thing they tend to be at 35 weeks are lousy feeders, and that they, you know, sometimes they do struggle to eat and to like latch on and stuff like that. So the hospital would like to keep an extra eye on you just to make sure that they are feeding properly. She said you will literally only be staying in for 2 or maybe 3 days. Normally nowadays in our hospital anyway, even after cesarean, you are in 1 day and you are out the next. After a natural birth, you are in 1 day and out the next, unless you can pull a couple of strings. Obviously, if it's an emergency C-section, they tend to make you stay in for 3 days, but I've known so many people that had a cesarean and been about the next day, literally had their baby at 10:30 one day in the morning, and had, like, they were out by 12 o'clock the next day. They literally stay in a day and then gone. Kind of what I want to do this time. I don't want to stay in a hospital, because it's not like these nice American hospitals like all you have got over there, where you have your own room. No, you deliver and have your own room, yes, but when your baby is born, you get moved onto a ward that has about 40 other beds on it, and that have 40 plus some, depending on if they have twins, screaming children, and they are annoying and you cannot sleep. So, you know, I'm not staying in that. I stayed in when I had Edward for 4 or 5 days after I had him, and I didn't get much sleep because all the other kids were screaming, and they would stop, and then one baby would start, and I mean, I didn't have my child at that point. I literally had my child one night at the hospital, and then I got to go home the next day. They only kept me in for that one night to make sure I could feed Edward. So, you know, I don't personally want to stay in there. I mean, if I had the baby early enough, I want to be out by like lunchtime. I want to be gone, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. So yeah, literally, all they do is keep you in for, a couple of days to make sure baby's alright. So the Friday come, and I had walked Edward to school, and the crossing guard at the school was like, "You alright, love? You're not having that baby already?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "It's hurting a bit." And she's like, "That's not good, love." I was like, so I obviously was having like some form of contractions, and they weren't overly nice. And they were coming very often, and I mean probably 6 minutes apart, but they weren't lasting very long. I mean, my stomach got really tight. I had a stabbing, shooting pain in my stomach, and then they would go again. And then 6 minutes later, I'd have it again. They literally didn't last very long. So that Friday I had gone back to my house, our new house, because we were getting carpet fitted in the kids' room, and I decided that obviously I'd sit down most of it. And then I decided that I was going to go to Asda and go and get a couple little bits, because we have no food here. So I was like, we're going to get some more food, because we haven't got much food here. So it took me an hour and a half to get £40 worth of food shop at Asda. That's not good. And I couldn't figure out why. And I was trying not to be on the phone to my mum. I was trying to ring her. So I can't remember how many, like, pads and stuff you needed. And I was like, Mum, I can't, like... And she didn't get hold of me. In the end, she managed, and I asked another lady, bless her, help me, because she had like a little tiny baby, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't use that many, literally one pack would do, just go and get some normal ones. I was like, oh, sorted, so that's alright then. So I got hold of my mum, and she's like, you need to ring, like, the hospital soon, and find out, you know, just to find out, because if you're having these pains, just to find out what's going on. I was like, alright then, I will. So I got home, and I literally didn't even bother taking the shopping upstairs. I dumped it all downstairs. Because, to be honest, my downstairs is so freezing cold. It is like a fridge. And I ran the bath. And then when I was in the bath, I had a really painful pain. And I was like, for Pete's sake. So I decided I'd ring the hospital. And because how I had Edward, they wanted to come and see me. Well, they wanted me to go in to be seen. So, obviously, I went in. And, yeah, I went in at 4. They wanted me in at 4. So I rang Jay and said that we've got to go into the hospital because I was having pains. And Jay was like, well, you never told me. I was like, yes, because I don't tell a lot of people. And he wasn't in work anyway that day. So he was like, alright, I'll come and get you at 3 o'clock and then I'll take you to the hospital. And then his mum ended up taking us anyway to save us on parking because we were there for a little while. So my mum picked Edward up from school because she was in town. And obviously town's literally just down the road from the school. And we went in at 4. And obviously they tested my pee, and I have no idea what the results were that come back of that, because they never told me. They didn't even write it down in my notes. Like, I had a trainee midwife, and she was good. She was good. She was very good. I think she's going to be a very good midwife, and she's fully qualified. You know, she was good. And then we waited around for a little bit, and then obviously they called me to a bed. So I obviously went to the bed, and checked my blood pressure was perfect. They checked my pulse, was perfect. Obviously they checked my pee before that, and I don't know how that was, so as far as I know that was perfect. That's in my head, it's perfect. And then she went to find the baby's heartbeat, and I said to her, my midwife had problems with that yesterday, which I haven't actually said about. You know, my midwife had problems with that. She couldn't find it. Like, literally couldn't find it. And she was like, if we can't find it in a minute, love, I'm going to have to send you to the hospital for them to, you know, find it, because I can't find it anyway. I said, it's happy. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, it's moving. It's moving, it's fine. She's like, is it? I said, yeah, it's like literally pressing up on my ribs, it's fine. So, she eventually found it, but very quietly found it, like my actual midwife. But when I went into the hospital, she literally shoved this thing on my belly, and the baby was like, I like you. It was like, so baby was happy. They then strapped me up to the monitor to obviously listen to baby's heartbeat to make sure baby's not distressed. They gave me a little machine to press. Do you remember that button? You've got to press it every time you feel the baby kick. I also had my finger in like a thing, because apparently they can, I don't know what that does, it checks my pulse, but then supposed to do the baby, if the baby's heart dropped, then obviously they can see through mine as well or something. And it also tests to see whether you're having contractions, so that was quite fun. So I had to be on that for half an hour. So I sat there for half an hour, and Jay was like dancing around acting like a prat, trying to like entertain me because I was having so much pains. In the end, he gave me his phone because like the lady said don't cheat, because obviously when the baby moves you can hear it on the machine, and like I was going to start cheating. I wasn't cheating. I was like, I knew it was moving. I just pressed it whenever I heard it on the machine. So he kind of gave me his phone to distract me, so I could play on it because my phone had died. So I could obviously get distracted from that annoyingness. And then obviously half an hour they come back, and through that time I had quite a few small contractions which apparently come every 2 minutes. They didn't last very long. They lasted about 20 seconds each. And I said to the woman, like, she was like, could you feel them? And I said, yes, I can feel them. Jay's like, yes, you can feel them. I was like, yeah, they're not very nice. And she's like, I don't know why you can feel them. I was like, because they're contractions. And she was like, well, normally at this stage they're not contractions, they're Braxton Hicks. I was like, fine, if they're Braxton Hicks, just give me the name and say they're Braxton Hicks, and then I will go home. But yet they wanted to get the other midwife to come in, to come and check me. And, I mean, midwives nowadays don't check you unless you're in labour. Right, yeah, no, like, when you go to your midwife appointment, they don't check you or anything like that, so, you know, you don't know. Good thing is, they did check me. I had a trainee one, and I was 0, but baby was fully engaged, so, yeah, I was 0 centimeters dilated, which is good because I don't want it to come out yet. You know, we're not even ready for it to come yet. Like, nothing is ready for it. But she said I am having contractions. They class them as painful Braxton Hicks contractions. I was like, oh, alright then. And basically since then I've had no sleep, and baby has decided that it wants to, like, try and kill me, especially today, which is not today, yesterday, which was Sunday. Like, my booth hurts, like, aches. So I'm wondering whether I'm starting to dilate now or something, or a phase, or I don't know. But basically, in the term of possibly-ness, baby is not going to stay until 40 weeks. Baby is going to try and make an appearance sometime soon. And they have said that they do think I am now officially in the early stages of labour, which hopefully baby will manage to hold off for at least a week. If it can hold off till next weekend / a couple more extra days, I will be happy. I want it to, like, stay to at least 37 weeks. One, because it'll be fully term and I'm not bothered by that then. It can come at 37 weeks, it will be fully term. 2, we are planning on moving into our new house next weekend, and I kind of want to be in there for when the baby is born. So fingers crossed. Baby stays in at least 1 more week. I have been having the annoying contractions. They did kind of, Saturday night, Sunday morning, they had died down a bit and I hadn't had that many, and then me and Jay went to the house and I was scrubbing the floor, and yeah, no, they started again. Last night I woke up quite a few times with them, so they don't seem to be going anywhere though. They, like, really hurt for a second and then stop, so they don't seem to be doing anything. Apart from make me a bit uncomfortable, and my backache is unreal. So possibly baby may be coming a bit earlier than what we thought. We do not mind. Obviously I'll carry on updating if baby does decide to come or not. And I'll let you all know. So have a nice day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.